Hello, Steve Peterson, sitting in a Chevy Cruze here at Phillips Chevrolet in Frankfort, Illinois. Just a real quick video to explain some of the features of the basic radio, not the MyLink radio that you see in a lot of the cars. Just some of the features, real simple here. No color touchscreen radio. Everything is a hard key button. All of the features, for the most part, that you see on the color touchscreen radios are still here. Everything's just a little simplified. There's 6 favorites pages, allowing you to save up to 6 stations per page. Then those can be adjusted upon your liking. The stations can be mixed and matched however you would like. I'm going to start right off by how to save a favorite station. Right now we're on 90s on 9, and our music source is XM radio or satellite radio. We are on favorites page 1. You'll see up here in the top right our exterior temperature, and then the top left our time. I'm just going to save 90s on 9 as our favorite number 1 on favorite page number 1. And to do so, you tune the station to desired station. Again, I'm on 90s on 9, and I'm just going to press and hold the number 1. You're going to get a beep and a confirmation saying favorite saved. Now, you've seen that brief little page that popped up after that. That's our favorites presets. That shows you everything that we have saved on favorites page 1 right now. If I was to hit this fave button again, it's going to bring me to favorites page 2, and I can see all of my saved stations there. You can see 90s on 9 is actually our favorite number 2 on page number 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, you'll see 6 total pages. If you don't need that many stations to save, you can change in your vehicle settings to have less pages shown or available. To do that, under your config menu, brings you to system configuration or the option to change vehicle settings. I was just messing with the air there for a second. If we go down to radio settings here, there's a couple little things. There's auto volume, max startup volume, and then there's your option to change your radio favorites. So we can scroll down and select, and then select how many pages we're looking to have available to us for those savable stations. Again, 6 stations per favorites page. There's a back button that always brings me back to my previous screen, and I'm going to talk a little bit about auto volume and max startup volume here real quick. Auto volume is something that can be adjusted. That is, as you're driving, the faster you go, the louder the music gets. If you were to come up to a stoplight or a stop sign, the music's going to kind of quiet up a little bit so you can hear if there's any emergency vehicles or anything like that coming. You can either turn this option completely off, have it as a low sensitivity setting, a medium sensitivity setting, or as a high setting, meaning it's going to be the most variable volume. I'm going to leave it on the low setting and go back to explain a little bit about what max startup volume is. The max startup volume is the volume that the radio comes on to if you were to leave the radio on and get out of the car and turn it off and then get back in. So right now we're set at volume 8. If I was to leave the radio on full blast and get out of the car and turn it off and then get back in it and turn it on, the radio is going to automatically start back up at volume level 8 instead of being on that full blast. So kind of a nice little feature there. Along inside these radio features, there's a couple other options that you can change as far as what XM categories or satellite radio categories are shown to you and things like that. Everything else is pretty simple and self-explanatory here. You've got a band button that switches between your AM, your FM, and your XM radio sources. You have a CD auxiliary button that would switch between your CD player and then your auxiliary or your USB ports. Those are located here in your center console, actually. I'm going to show those right here. You can plug a phone in or an iPod in and listen to music straight through there. And again, there's that config button for changing all of your settings. Over here to the far right, we have a call button or a mute button as well. If we were to have a phone paired to the vehicle via Bluetooth, we'd be able to hit this button and go to our phone menu, Currently we don't have a phone paired right now, so it's taking us to OnStar, but that's kind of a nice little extra button aside from your steering wheel controls. Pretty much about wraps it up. There's a couple other things on here that are standard things like tone, that adjusts your music volumes, your bass and your treble, and your front to back and left to right volumes. Info is going to show you what info is currently playing on the radio, whether it be CD or a radio station info. And then the clock button obviously takes us to adjusting your time and date settings. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is Steve Peterson coming from Phillips Chevrolet in Frankfort, Illinois, in the corner of LaGrange Road and Lincoln Highway. Give us a call today. Come on in, schedule a test drive. Thank you for your time, everybody.